Hello, Sagittarius. Thank you so much for being here, you guys. All right, Sag, beautiful. And you pulled one of my favorite ones. So this week from Lay Vampire, you pulled transmission, spreading of conditions, influence, and impact. But then from Chakra Wisdom, you pulled miracle. Now, one of the things that stuck out for me on this one, when you look at miracle, it says, do you let someone in or do you pretend not to see them? So with transmission, one of the things that it talks about is somebody wanting to share an experience with you. Now, there may be like a feeling of like not wanting to have somebody along for the ride, so to speak. But with miracle, it's because of your integrity. It's like you're lighting the way for somebody else. And they're wanting to share in an experience with you. Here's your overall for the week. The King of Pentacles. So, and with the Page, yeah, some of you, it's going to be about your overall success. Now, with the King of Pentacles being front and center, we could be talking about an earth sign possibly coming through here, but really it's a question of dependability when you look at the Pentacles. Now, you may be dealing with somebody here that is trying to help you in terms of your success. Or, you know, you may have somebody that's hanging around you because you are successful, but we'll see what's going on here. In the past. So you may have somebody from the past coming through. Now, I love the Six of Cups because to me it's talking about like, you know, happy memories, joyful memories, a childhood friend. Now, you know, with it being in the past position, it can suggest that somebody is stuck with the past, but I don't think that that's it. I just think that, you know, you're looking at something good from the past returning, hopefully, here. Now, in the present, the Seven of Cups. So, you know, I mean, you can say here that maybe this is something that you've been wishing for. And maybe, you know, fantasizing about. But then the other thing, though, too, is, especially with the Page of Pentacles showing up, you may have several different options in front of you. Now, I don't like the Seven of Cups is, you know, one of the things that they say about this, it's about building your castles in the sky, but, like, not making it a reality. You know, and that's the only thing that bothers me about this. But like I said, with the Page of Pentacles coming through, it's like wanting to get it started. But, you know, I feel more so like you may have other options than what is in front of you right now. And it's really, you know, whether or not this is something you want to choose for yourself. But like I said, you know, for some of you, this is what you've been thinking about and wanting. Future conditions. Okay, so looking at the Two of Wands and future conditions, making plans, right? But what are you planning on with the Seven of Cups being there? And I'm kind of waiting to see what's going on in your environment. But with the Two of Wands, you know, I don't know that you've actually made a choice, though. But even if you're faced with several different options when you're looking at the Two of Wands, the question becomes, you know, what plans am I making for myself? What is it that I really want to work toward? You know, I'm not really seeing it as a bad thing, but you're not really doing anything, though, either. You know, but even if we are talking about the King of Pentacles being you for the overall, I mean, you look good. You know, but like I said, I think we're dealing with a person here. Your best path to follow, the Star. The Star. So if you're looking at, you know, your hopes and your wishes here, you know, with the Seven of Cups, it's really about getting clarity on, you know, those hopes and those desires. Now, you know, for some of you, right, needing to do some healing, needing to have some emotional balance. But I see this as more so that you need to think bigger in terms of what your wishes actually are. Like, you can be going bigger than, you know, what's in front of you right now. But I'm still looking at, the past here. Okay. So now, in your environment, the Nine of Wands. Persistence, for sure. Protecting what is important to you. But a lot of times it tends to show up when somebody is like really on guard. You've been put through a lot here. There may be things that you're protecting though too, in terms of what you're wishing for. And like not wanting to give up on them. But like still, I feel like you could be wishing for things that are bigger than what you're looking at right now. Now, as far as the past coming through and looking at the King of Pentacles, and that's the other thing. Even if you have like somebody coming through, it's like you can do better, is what I want to say looking at this. But you still might be making plans with another person. Now, this doesn't have to be a relationship. It could be somebody coming through that may be, wanting to work with you on something though too. But maybe it's just not enough. Like, I feel like it's not enough. And then there's also something about this person in the past that's kind of got you like on the defense though too. But you're still looking at what to do next. But I still feel like you could be doing something much bigger than what you think is possible right now. And that would explain it. So your hopes and your fears, the Three of Swords. Now, not wanting to be heartbroken again or disappointed, which absolutely. Especially if you're talking about a person from the past coming through that there may have been issues with, that you still have, the wall built up around. With the Three of Swords, it's not wanting to have to go through that again. Especially with the Six of Cups being there. I still, I don't know. I still feel like it's something good that's coming through. But I think because of what you've been through, I don't know that you're really ready to make a choice on this just yet. But like I said, with the Star, I think that you could do better. Like, that's what I'm hearing on that. And then coming out, the Nine of Cups, so making some plans toward what you actually want here. I love how, it kind of shows like the whole drinky drink thing going on. Hospitality comes up with this one too. But, you go from wishful thinking to like wanting to have your wishes fulfilled or having them fulfilled, but really looking at what it is you actually want. Especially if you're faced with like a choice here on a person coming through and then making plans, but then, there's this and it kind of throws it off. So, maybe it's a good thing right now that you're not actually acting on something, because I think you can do better. Now, when we're looking at the Nine of Cups again, it is, what you really want. Are you going to be happy with, what you get here? But like, I still feel like you're in the thinking process. You're still planning on what it is you actually want to do, especially involving a person. Now, the Four of Cups, right? It's boredom, dissatisfaction, no emotional interest. And then not only that, but I think you start this off with the feeling of, why should I accept this? And I've been saying this a lot with this one. What makes this any different than what I already have? But then when you look at the Four of Pentacles, I don't think that you're willing to give up the stability that you have created for yourself. And again, we're looking at the Three of Swords as hopes and fears. And definitely with the Four of Pentacles, there's a fear of losing what stability you have worked so hard for. But then there you are with Temperance. So like, there's no rush. Like, I don't feel like there's a rush here on needing to like make a choice and run with it. I think that you have all the time that you need right now to think about what you actually want to do, especially if, you have somebody coming through that may be trying to offer something to you. There may have been issues in the past, looking at the Nine of Wands, right? Like, I don't think you're ready yet to let your guard down. And it's because there's a fear of having your heart broken again. But definitely, like, I feel like with the Star, you could be doing so much better. Like, there is something bigger and better for you. You know, and again, whether we're talking about, like, you know, as far as financial success or, like, relationships. But like I said, with Temperance coming out, I feel like you have, you know, the time that you need. I don't feel like you need to let go of your position right now. And I don't think it would be the best thing to do, especially with your focus being on the Three of Swords and being broken again. You know, but it's really about what is ultimately going to make you happy. What is it that you really want if you could have your wishes fulfilled? And what does that mean? Do you have to take a certain path here with a person to get to that? But like I said, it's like you could be doing so much better. Okay, I see. I've seen this. I know I have. All right. For those of you who are single, you know, maybe, and I'm looking at honeymoon and I'm thinking that maybe some of you just need to, like, travel. I mean, come on, with Sagittarius especially, right? Like, needing to get out and enjoy, like, spring break, so to speak. But then remaining hopeful about, you know, possibly getting a connection. But something that, you know, is better. Like, I feel like you could be doing better. Now, with the Star, like, for those of you who are single right now, maybe there's a possibility to have a connection with somebody again, though. You know, because you are looking at hope and healing. But, like, I don't know. I just feel like you could be doing better. And I think maybe if you get out there, you might find something better and have a little bit of hope return to you as far as relationships go. For those of you who are in a relationship, love yourself first. With the Nine of Wands, something is wrong. And somebody needs to, like, get in there and fix it before, you know, things get worse. You know, this is somebody that's trying to come in and, like, correct whatever issues are going on. You know, and it's funny because, I mean, right? Like, but the only way that issues are going to be fixed within a relationship is if you start loving yourself first. But, like, Sag, I'm serious when I say this. I feel like you can be doing better than, you know, what you think is in front of you right now. Like, there's something bigger and better for you. And I think you're doing the right thing right now by not, like, making any definite plans. I think that you have all the time in the world to, like, decide what you really want. Because I see you being okay with being in this spot of, you know, I don't want to accept this because I have this stability. Let me just take my time here and get myself balanced out here before I start acting on any plans. You know, but like I said, with the Three of Swords being there, you know, I can understand why there's this, like, on guard feeling and not wanting to go through that again. But I'm telling you, I think that there is something bigger and better for you. All right, Sag, so like I said before, one of the things that stuck out to me was whether or not you actually want to have somebody involved in your life right now. Now, like, Transmission is one of my favorite cards because it talks about somebody wanting to experience life with you. But it's only because you're like a beacon right now. But definitely miracles happening for you, especially with the Star. Okay, so you could definitely have somebody coming back through from the past. And, you know, I don't necessarily see, like, a really negative past, but for some reason there's, like, this feeling of fearing being heartbroken again, which absolutely makes sense with the Nine of Wands being in your environment and you being on guard. Not really wanting to let the wall down just yet because you've already been put through this. Now, I think that you have options in front of you. But I don't think that you're ready to act on anything yet. Like, you know, I think you're thinking about and maybe fantasizing about what's really going to make you happy, what you actually want. And, you know, like I said, I feel like you could be doing so much better. Like something bigger and better is there. And I think that, you know, it's funny because normally I would be like, okay, you know, something's got to change here. But I think that you're doing the right thing in terms of, you know, what you actually want by looking at it and like scrutinizing it almost. Like, why should I accept this offer? How is it any different than what I've experienced before? And why should I give up the stability that I've worked so hard for? But like I said, I feel like you have all the time that you need here to make a choice. You don't need to make one immediately. But like, I feel like you could be doing better. And that could be in terms of a relationship or work offers. But the question of dependability comes into play because of these two here, and then looking at the King of Pentacles. There's a reason why you're fearing that Three of Swords, and it's because you've already been put through it. Again, with the Nine of Wands, right? So, you know, I question on whether or not if somebody is coming through and making an offer to you, if they're dependable or not. And like, I get it. Like, I get why you wouldn't be so willing to let this person in. Even though they may want to experience life with you, it's like, wait a minute, you know.